This is it, the match to see who brings it to VCL through the upper bracket. QOR versus Blinn. This has been a hotly contested matchup. These are two teams that everyone online wants to see make it all the way through, Ravish. But only one can. My name is Keg, and I'm joined by Ravish here for our last series of the day, and this is gonna be a banger, man. There's no other way about it.
No, indeed it is, and I find it'll be, more than a banger here, Keg. It'll be exuberant, exfoliating, exciting, and even another E word. But what, the point is extra. It'll be extra cool. That's the one we want to go with. But it's like you mentioned, right? It should be a ton of fun. We just saw, in fact, Blinn play a grueling 3-game series, especially that last map. That was a toughie to get through for both sides, I'm sure. But as we're seeing right now, the QOR having a lot of time to rest, walk on in, and QOR themselves, as you said it previously, have not dropped a single map this series. Blinn, on the other end, looking to be the second collegiate team to get into the VCL.
Yeah, I mean, there's two different tyrannical stories happening between both of these teams. Look at the bracket right now. QOR, it's been a pretty clean run of things so far through the upper bracket. No real challenges thus far, I would argue. Blinn, like you said, it's been a little rough. Thinking Men definitely gave them a run for their money, round after round, map after map. But you have to remember, too, Blinn are facing these two series back-to-back. They're either very warmed up right now, or they need that extra break time between these two series to rest. They gotta bring in all the guns if they can make that final push to VCL.
Exactly, right? It can't really be either way. I like to imagine it's the part of being warmed up just to ensure that you are ready to get at it as we look at these two teams, right? Once again,
glass full.
Yeah, because look, QOR in and of itself to a solid roster we talked about all day. It looked incredible throughout the entire series and throughout this entire OQ2. Although they had unfortunate results in OQ1, they lost to, funny enough, Thinking Men, right? And now with them being out of the picture, it's a brand new game to look into what we can see in terms of this brand new matchup. And once again, if either team does fall here, this is not the end of their days. They're still the losers bracket, but remember, one team tonight after this series will be qualified for Challengers.
Absolutely, and this is the battle of the offseason here too. Both these teams, they looked okay before VCT champs, but afterwards, when there was a litany of offseason events that they could really hone their skills, Blinn, they also had their collegiate programs as well. They are looking really, really good afterwards through a whole season of non-stop grinding. But there's a lot more history too. Some of these rosters have played within each other before. Way back on LAN, we had seen Mikey on Blinn play with QOR as a substitute. These two teams, they know each other very, very well, and when we find out what the map bans are going to look like, it's going to make things even more cohesive and much more I was going to say disgusting, but much more disturbing about what we can see. And look at this here. So we say goodbye to Split, Bind, Lotus, and Sunset, gone. Those are maps that we had seen already Blinn play. Not going to be the case. But this is a very different outlook than what we normally see for these two teams.
Yeah, because we were talking about it in the green room. We were saying how we were expecting at least Sunset to come through or even a Bind, but the Breeze, Icebox, and Ascent is something that we didn't really expect. Because Breeze won because it's a QOR pick, and QOR actually haven't played this throughout the entire qualifier. They played it once in the previous qualifier, so there's not a ton to go off of. And Icebox, QOR loves this pick. They've been looked extremely dominant on Icebox so far, and Ascent, well, that's just good old playing Valorant, essentially. That's popping on the dust too, right? This is the bread and butter of every Valorant team.
Yeah, I mean, when we start off with Breeze too, I'm not expecting any wild picks in terms of agents for either one of these teams. Historically, both these teams rock the same exact agents. It's pretty default for Breeze. If we could see one wacky pick that I'd like to see, some teams have began running Yoru as an entry duelist, which is a little unorthodox, but it does work on a large map like Breeze. But if you're qualifying for VCL and this is your matchup to do it, you're not going to pull out a Yoru. You're going to go for as safe as possible here.
Or you pull out a Yoru because it'll be an unexpected pick that
I would be down for it.
Surprise the rest of the team, and then maybe just, surprise us if anything. Now, I love Yoru on Breeze. I am a only Yoru player when it comes to swift plays. I really enjoy it. because there's a lot of cool, fun tech you can do. Because with Euro 12 playing mind games, but that's not what we're gonna see here, right? We're probably gonna see like what KO, right?
Yeah, your usual suspects. We're probably gonna see like the Vipers. We're gonna see yourself having Jet. You're gonna have the Cypher. You're gonna have the Sova pick. It's gonna be like Diet essentially. Pretty much the big core change is gonna be having that Cypher. The Viper will be there as well for that extra Sentinel ability to defend quite a bit more. So no real big changes that I'm expecting to see as we go into the agent select shortly. But we're still waiting on that for a little bit. But I gotta say, yeah, I mean, if we did see a big agent change, I'd be happy to see it. I thought maybe in the previous series when we had Blend, we could have seen that with their opposite side arrays, but on Ascent, not quite the case. It was still back to Jet. So I think both these teams do want to play it safe. We're not going to see too much strayed far away, and if we do, it's probably going to be for Icebox.
Yeah. But Icebox in general too. Like we've seen both these teams on this map in general. Yeah. You know, we're looking at double smokes. Now the only real change that we saw was when I believe Lucky 7, you know, brought out the Reyna on Icebox, right? Which was fun. It was aggressive and it worked out. Either way, let's take a look at what the agents will be as you hop into map 1 of the Open Qualifiers, the VCL. On Breeze between Core and Blin, and it's like looking at a textbook, man.
Yeah, no real changes here, but I guess this is a good testament to see how both of these teams can react around each other and just how far in depth that strat book can be. You don't really have any advantages or disadvantages with the agents being brought out when it's an identical roster, and the only real changes, again, probably going to be the next map, but right now, it's just going to be how do you circumvent Ziv, how do you circumvent Nerve, and how do you get around Mikey and Spas with those two Sentinels and semi-Sentinel prowess? That's going to be the big question to unlock a lot of these attacking rounds.
Exactly, because speaking more on Blin and more of these players, right, we've seen, you know, just the Blin guys, I've been watching them for quite a fair bit. The squad has come together just over the past year, you know, just past C-Law and such, and going into the season as well, too. They're quite confident about a lot of this picks. Okeanos being the newest entry to this roster too, playing with them for the past couple of months, and a lot of these guys have a lot of different like variations and things to offer, you know, in terms of Spaz and his clutch factors that he has, Oki and his pure fragility when he's feeling it, you know, Mikey and his ability to hold down a lot of these sites, and looking at Teague and Monty too, who a lot of these guys have actually played together in different teams, going all the way back to BBG Academy, in fact, and just BBG in general, where they've like
throwback.
Yeah, they've gone back and forth, both facing one another and yet also being against one another too.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the duelists as well, right? Okeanos being that newest member for BC, Zeldris being the newest member for Core as well. He joined on for one of the off-season lands, and he's been there ever since. But Zeldris also a very, very aggressive duelist, regardless of what side he's on. Okeanos just had to fight tooth and nail to get past paint. Zeldris may be a whole different reality. We'll have to wait and see, though. This is BC looking to go for that early split push A main control through mid. We'll have to wait and see if that works out too well. Look at Zeldris deep behind pyramids.
Yeah, they put out the wall for towards the back of the site, though. They put the smoke out in. Already by taken right away. Nerf first contact taken away. 2 more towards the back of pyramid as well. And he's gonna check it. No flash. He got punished for it while Zeldris cleans up 3 more with the quick instances. So to the 2v2 though, finds the back of 1, and he lines up Zeldris with the ace round 1.
Whole different reality, Ravish. I mean, we saw Payne get an ace on the first map as well in the previous series, but this was so clean to bring things out. The whole replay could just be the ace right here. Yeah, there's not really too much wiggle room away out of that, but the lineup there right away, Blin are going to be on the back heel at least for the next few rounds, if not economically, definitely trying to figure out how do we get around this Jet. Outlaw apply now, holding down A yet again. Blin are going to double down once more and attempt to pursue and persevere past A site.
Remember, with the Outlaw, it's 1 shot to the body. It's a clean kill as well, too, and Zeldris sees the jump spot, doesn't let them know that he's holding down a site just yet, but I think from the spot on its own, they decide it's not worth it, and they rotate all the way back towards B.
Yeah, this is a good call to see. Just that early presence, a little bit of a lurkability from Spas. No sign of the Jet just yet. Early sight lines means, okay, maybe that Jet's not on B site. No, or Outlaw shots just yet. Defensive Viper wall, though, going to be a bit of an issue there. Good wall for the post plant.
Use that to allow us to cross into the site, if anything. Knots on Ziff. He's scored from 2 different sides and found with the knife. But once he checks him, only managed to get one by the end of it. But it's just clean shots coming out from Blinn. Bear in mind, of course, this is their anti-eco too. We're seeing invested up into shots whiffing, unfortunately. He's not able to find the second, but Zealous comes in for the cleanup. 2v2. Spike's still not down yet.
Yeah, no, the back lines right now, Nerve still waiting. Long distance with the Spectre. Hard to hit those shots. Monty, though, lit in HP, and so is Mikey. Spike not down yet. All but lost. Zeldris and Co. No information, though. Expecting the flank still.
20 seconds still remaining here, too, between the two of them. So looking on the outside to see if they can actually find them. Monty's still holding up by arches and one back behind the wall. Zeldris does not get caught. Clutch smoke, but now they know where he is too. He's looking for an outlet. He saw Mikey there. Oh, whiff, but finds a second good enough. Now saw Monty 35 health. Crosses one, but ooh, just clean dig the second they walk into his crosshair like it's Christmas.
I mean, this is just lineup city. We're watching a match of bowling right now, and we haven't seen a whole lot of spares just yet. But a really good save from Blinn as well. Things could have gone from bad to worse had that not been a converted round from Blinn. Good control from the remains in that final 2v2 to not overextend and pressure out, rotate, go for an early plant, nothing. Waiting to see what the defenders would do next, especially Zeldris, knowing that Outlaw late rounds can definitely be more of a hindrance than a benefit. Monty was there too for the lineup in the double swing. And look at Blinn now here again. Looking to split push once more. Take that early mid control. Oki really setting a stand though to remove Zeldris.
Yeah, really good start. And I find with Zeldris' ability to, find surprise picks as we've seen through the previous couple games as well too. So a big factor taken away. Gives him some breathing room. It's a slow play through mid, but the Chaos holding over by door. Snarly caught. That's a flash play here once again.
Yeah, great wall coming down. That's going to remove the entirety of the backside. Isolating Nerve.
I don't know what else he can do here though, because like you're saying, he's just like towards with the classic. Yeah, he still gets his one, and so all right,
I got mine.
My bad for doubting you. Let's take the second, but won't be much more than that. Spaz finds the cross. Looking for one more, and that's Ziff. BC, up 2.
I feel like the general strategy for Blinn isn't going to be much different from how they face Thinking Men. Just get rid of the duelist. Make sure Zeldris cannot cook in this map whatsoever. And as I say that, though, now there's the operator presence from Zeldris 4 rounds in. We've seen so many early operators today on stream, and this one might be one of the scariest. Okeanos and Co, nothing but Vandals for that entry ability once more, but full A-main attack. Teague needs to be on the front lines alongside Oki in order to blind out this up angle.
Let's see if this setup does remain true as to what you're saying, with how they're playing off of one another.
Playing anti-flash.
Still in positions, right? They changed the jet, and even KO played front side once again. But with the Viper wall on B, so they feel more comfortable actually pushing this the op round 3 to so. All right, very aggressive and heavy positioning, but instead they'll go in. All right, through tunnel.
Oh, audio.
Door. Yeah, they see it coming in now. First shot taken. Hard to doesn't actually find anything. Zeldris finds his first though, but caught towards the back of the sights, and they punish him. Alongside the Hunter's Fury, they force him out of the open, just leaving one. That's being Monty. So they do enough damage and enough economical, but they still got the money up.
Do they have their funny up though? It's gonna be Monty left alive, waiting out that recon timer.
Okay, I don't know if that's a bunch of haha hee hee guys, Keg. Cause
I think T-Dog is.
Yeah, T-Dog's definitely the haha hee of them all, for sure.
I mean, good patience from T-Dog and Co, right? Zeldris holding the line, playing anti-flash himself, waiting very late round in order to swing A-main to get that secondary control squad, and plus Snarly getting that early read off of the audio against Blinn taking Hall's control. Had he not heard that cue, that could have been a much more devastating round against Core. That would mean Blinn took full bridge control and would have snuffed out any defenders on A site. Good recall there. 2-2 though. Still anybody's game. Once more though, it looks like we might see that pressure for Blinn back on B side. They haven't pressured it too much outside of Oki getting that opening pick early on. They can do it again, though. Remove Zeldris away. That'll be gigantic to unlock the site, because then all you have to worry about is just Ziff. And he's a danger as well on B, but at least then it'll be a 5v1.
Exactly. And we talk about Ziff and Zeldris, and those are the two that we're looking at right now stack up on B, right? So we changed the positioning once again. And QOR's been done this every single time in the past 4 rounds. They've never kept the same stack on either side so far, especially moving around Zeldris because they know how much pressure the op can bring. And naturally, they want to keep Blin guessing. Early tag, though, given over. They see them just right by spawn. But look at where they are by mid and going towards elbow.
Yeah, look at that ping on the minimap as well. Maybe looking out for anyone taking nest control. Not a lot of info gathering for both of these teams. Timers right now need to be activated for both Teague and Monty. Suppressing knife and recon not available, but there is that owl drone. Owl drone comes out right at the wrong time and can give away valuable information outside A main. Crawl back over to A itself. Those long lines of sight, no double doors push from Zeldris. That may mean A is safe away from the op.
Playing super safe, like you're saying. Snarly could actually just get flashed as he has been before. Trading shots and takes a little one to the body, but with a wall coming down, this is the classic play we've seen. Molly out just in time. It catches a ton of information as well from that too. They're forced to be pushed into mid. Hunter's Fury put on Retribution to slow down the push, but they play around it right into Snarly's hands. It's a 1-for-1, and Nerve is still around here. It's too nice peek. Still 2 more towards my door. T-Dog's here for the help. Wall drop. Beautiful shots in the second to rack up 3.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, QOR, they don't need to push up anymore. They can just wait for Blin to make this late round maneuver to push in as a team. Zeldris, they made that big mistake, round 2, where they got traded out instantly by Okeanos. Since then, we haven't seen a push up at all from QOR. They're playing it so safe, waiting for the exec to drop on down. They don't need to show any info gathering utility, and they're willing to give up mid in the process. Not even holding nest. But we see those defensive pings this time around that can change just a little bit. Ziff's location, though, focus more so on tower and bridge for that early A side info. Fast push now, looking for tower, looking for tunnel. Ooh, okay.
And looking for Zeldris, and even find a knife he does. Get some of those back, the op down. Starting a ton of that pressure taken off of B. Snarly was in the pixel angle. Gets caught first, and Oki is feeling himself, but that's a dangerous place to be if you are the members of QOR.
Oh, the Ravish. Look at this Viper wall. It allows just enough time for Ziff to cross.
Is it enough, though, right? Because he makes it to the back of the site, but they don't want to go B. They'll go to A.
No. Might be a timing here, too, off of Nerve, but he's sandwiched, and he doesn't realize it.
Peeks out again, and Oki sees him, man. They're just giving him these kills as they peek out. 1 by 1, walking into 3. Blin gets the plant.
Could we see another ace from 2 Jets?
No shot. I mean, it's a possibility. I believe the knife's still active. Only 2 alive. It's going to be the save. Yeah, no shot.
Yeah. No, I mean, Ziv has that operator. They don't want to give, I'm sure, Okeanos the ace as well. Okeanos has to be on that chase. Look at him in mid already. He is on the hunt. Ziv has a great chance of getting an op shot here. And if he does, early, easy neural theft into the next round.
He's looking urges, though. So he could possibly catch him off guard if he goes through here, but... Oh, no. He's going to walk into him.
Yeah?
No.
My ultimate.
Guaranteed neural theft.
Well, it'll be a nice little retribution if they want it. But
just don't use it now.
Oh, but they know they want op on their hands. They know where Ziff is too. There's still so much time remaining. They're going to continue hunting.
Thrifty.
Now a T-Dog found. Not enough time to chase it. Op will remain.
Yeah, good attempt though. Removing a lot of guns away. The valuable operator, the Vandal, in the hands of Spas does remain. So good reinvestment into the next round from Blin, but just dividing and conquering, taking a lot more map space. The comfortability it seems for Oki, especially in Co, just taking that mid control has been illuminated so much.
Yeah.
If I'm QOR, I'm taking mid space back this next round. I cannot allow tunnels to be pushed up that far. Mid doors, Zeldris is already there. This has been too comfortable for Blin, and it's gotta stop now.
Maybe Zeldris might be able to do it, and that's what I'm talking about. It's actually mentioned, found by the knife, but still peeks anyways at the Chad that he is. Removes Oki from the factor, and now playing without their duelists to see what Blin do.
Is that a blind shot? Oh, Teague nearly had that.
Yeah.
But devastating against Snarly.
Nice.
Good revenge shot.
And that door open once again. They've kind of figured out how Blue likes to play these early rounds, right? Which they know triple stack by mid, right? They look to peek through doors again if they can, wall up, backside wall again, and they go right into A. But this time they get caught, and now it's 3. They're all split apart.
And that's why QOR's so willing to give that space to Blinn. They're willing to give that away because they know exactly what Blinn wants to do early round. And now suddenly, 2 left alive, stranded towards B main, might be a good opportunity. Now you have to worry about Nerve's Poison Cloud. You have to worry about the Snake Bite, denying B site already. This is another save.
Yeah, easily so. They'll just give it up, playing a lot safer, and we're getting back and forth here, Keg, right? It's just round by round, like to and fro between the 2 of these teams. They seem quite evenly matched, and it really does seem like the first 20 seconds of these rounds is deciding how everything will play out.
Yeah, I think if we see attack timeout from Blinn going to this next round, that will change. I think this will be the last tied scoreline we see this series. Because QOR, as a conceptually has a much better grasp than Blinn right now on this defense. They know exactly what Blinn's reads are within those first 20 seconds, and that's what enables them to get those opening picks. But if Blinn goes for a timeout this round, they have an opportunity to flip the script again and continue to make it even.
Yeah.
But it has to be this round.
I've also prolifically seen Blinn as more of a second half team as well too, where they do manage to find their whole swing as soon as, you know, like they switch sides no matter what side it may be. So it could be that it takes some time for them to get used to. After attack timeout or 2, they manage to, you know, just recoup overall. But let's see if you're right about just that 4-4 not being a possibility.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised no attack timeout here. Blinn still have ideas up their belt, and a lot of that has to do with Halls. Oh, look at this crossfire across, though. Zip is in such a good spot.
Yeah, he snuck in right away because of the wall. And it's the wall they've been putting up pretty calmly as well, too. That's just 2. He puts up the ultimate to save his life, possibly, but it's 3 down. Zip clears a halt like he's the janitor, everything clean on aisle 3.
I have the spike.
That's it, now it's just 2.
That's the round again. You might be able to get that spike control for a little bit more money, but the damage has been done. Spaz does have Viper's Pit. Has to come out here. But 4v1, Zeldris at least canceled out with that Viper's Pit. Op won't find much. Still 3 more to deal with. And the flank.
For 1 more here. The smoke covers them. T-Dogs to walk in. Good swing from Monsi. Catches 1, 3v2, playing inside the pit will be the saving grace, but Nerve can find timing here. Depends on where he's looking. Monsi just defending the side. The spray. It's good. Look, the shorty. He takes 2. What do you mean? Keep us so? Huh?
No way. I was ready to eat my words. That was Blinn's retake in a half there. Shutting down. Yeah, they did have it. 1 by 1, each member of QOR were unable to trade each other out. This should have been the round right here. Even if Ziff had fallen, there was still the Sova to back up deep halls for the spray through on that Viper wall to make sure nothing could get started by Blinn. And it ended with a double collage shorty kill. There's no way. This is already a wild series, dude. It's only gonna get crazier.
Dude, it is really exciting how this series is shaping out, like you're saying. But okay, they put out the flash early this time. Yeah,
that's a great conditioning flash because normally you flash out, then the jet op should be focusing in double doors. Zeldris isn't there, but Blinn don't know that. They have to stop and wait out the jet to see if the appearance was shown.
Because remember, Zeldris has caught 1 as well, like 2 rounds ago as well too. So they know this will have the op. They're still expecting it. And Snarly from here decides to take the peak. He's been very open about looking to take these fights, and this time plays it safer. Gives up the sight, well, some of the space, but T-Dog caught by Nass and Snarly. Does he go for the re-peak?
No, shut down the owl drone.
That's the ultimate. V-peak against these 2. Beautiful flash. Pushing Spaz back. Spaz, no shot, right? Okay. All right, okay, he gets it back. It's good.
And Zeldris is already there to save the day. The core of Blinn have to be in double doors. Oh, unbelievable.
Nice. Almost gets timing on both of them, but that will define a neural theft here. The pings are good. They see what exactly both of them are. And so now he knows he has to plant a little bit towards the inside. but it's 2v2. This is doable for both sides.
Zeldris pathing though. Caught by the neural theft. Can't go bridge, but that's the expectation. Backside control for Blinn. Going for the full flank.
Tripwire.
Problem though. Yep, tripwire. He's got to updraft over it. He has one available.
Can he make it over that?
Oh, I don't think he can.
No.
He might think it's Cypher though.
It's too narrow. And they don't know where Ziff exactly is, right? But Ziff is in sight. Oh, great peek from Mikey. Just right catches him right up front, and Zeldris now left by himself. Not much time remaining. He's gonna fight it out here pretty much. The op finally gone out of their hands, and Spaz to get the final. They will not. They should be able to live this.
Just barely. Yeah, battle of patience right now for Blinn. A very far cry from what we had seen again in the previous series, where it was just action-packed in the first few seconds, but Snarly with these wild angles too, you'd think would be a great shutdown factor against a team like Blinn, but round after round, despite these opening plays not going in Blinn's favor, they're still persevering and still getting that spike down and frankly almost converting rounds. I'm going to count what happened with Zeldris' shorty kills as a near win for Blinn.
Yeah,
but
that's wild that happened. Yeah, like you're saying, it's wild that happened.
Like the stars have to align for that to happen consistently. But timeout comes out from QOR. They were able to convert a string of rounds, but there has been a few blips of Blinn wins. But the fact of the matter is that Blinn, again, are going back to that comfortability factor. They're finding that early mid control has worked decently well. Defender pings are highlighting that specifically. So even if it's not just Zeldris appearing outside of mid round after round, there is that conditioning flash that Snarly's bringing out. And I wouldn't be surprised in this next round, Ravish, if we see a collapse from tunnels and double doors shutting down Blinn.
Dude, it's entirely possible, like you're mentioning.
Oh no,
but
they're looking to shut down Blinn at the source. They're expecting a change and they're focusing halls. But Blinn, they have to solo against Ziff right now. Ziff has been a good stranglehold on B site. In the qualifiers, a lot of ciphers have been able to do this single 1v5 holds. All the while though, anti-space being acquired. QOR scaling the halls right now. No A appearance means Ziff has to dial it back. The wall's all but to confirm it.
Yeah, they'll take away the angle by next as a move in. Ziff gets his one. And signal to the entire team. They're all here. Autobots roll out. Rally up. Let's get it. Spike hasn't gotten out just yet. Zeldris also runs out of his dash too. As nobody peeked out.
T-Dog flank.
Yeah, he's coming to spawn. He can catch them, possibly. But as nobody's peeked out just yet, there it is. That's one. Can't stop the plant, but gets his. I can say Hunter's Fury. That's one ping. The second, possibly. He's barely survives. The third shot, not able to get it. But there's one right below him by window, too. Could possibly catch him. He doesn't know. Ooh, and he does. Spaz, great positioning. And makes T-Dog not a factor anymore, leaving them in a 2v3.
It's looking good for QOR now. Like he's still holding the line.
1 to 2. He's looking for the final, but he knows what the first one is, not the second. As no way they can get peeked from either side. Nerve is looking around here, but just cannot. It's a bit spazzy, you could say. To see if you can find the second, ran out of time. Couldn't make it.
Yeah, really QOR was hindered there in that post fight when T-Dog couldn't find much off of the Hunter's Fury. That alone should have been enough to allow the rest of QOR to push in and suffocate the info gained off of that ult. But it wasn't. Even after that tag timeout too, T-Dog feeling a lot more comfortable taking anti-map space control with that gigantic flank. Perfect setup as well. But big props to Blinn for holding the line and not overextending past the Hunter's Fury. They had their ground, they kept it. And this is their collapse on mid I was looking for.
I must wait a moment.
But it's on an eco. Corralling back over to A side though. This has been the preferred area for Blinn, though they just had a pretty good round on B side. 3 stack out. Ult cycling for the defenders, not so great. However, for the attack, so close to getting that. Well, there it is. The null command's out for the fast entry.
A lot of moving pretty quickly, like you're saying. Nerve, although first one caught. Looking at the rest of the team as well, too, but they're on the ante, right? So they're hoping to get as many picks as possible, if anything. And they won't even give them the chance to do so. 2v4, right? It's Ziff and Zelda Snow. They just gotta fight it out.
And look, you've already won if you're core. You forced T to use his ult so early. You won't have to worry about that for the rest of the half. Okay. I blinked.
Yo! What was that, Oki? Day?
I'm telling you, dude, like Zeldris, Paint, and Oki have just been dominating this entire day. They've been some of the wildest duelists I've seen in a while, dude. I need to see this replay again because I missed it. I literally blinked and missed the final headshot.
Yeah, it's within a millisecond. Oki took it, and clearly he feels warmed up, as is the rest of the team. We were talking about the mental taxation factor versus play 2 back-to-back VO3s versus just being warmed up, ready to hop in. And right now, Blinn looked good. Zelda's deep pushing again, though, but he gets smoked off, so pushed off.
Yeah, this is a good funnel for core. They're trying to bait Blinn into pushing double doors again. Snarly's set up and ready for it.
Poison's off.
Get out of my way!
No movement yet, though. Zeldris setting up for Nest. Huge.
Off top, and Snarly to respond in kind. Does he re-peek the angle, though? Snarly is that type of guy to do it. But he wants to play it safe and play more of his life. I think he'll tuck back in, especially considering they've cut off A as an option by the entrance. So again, we're right into mid, with Ziff holding with T-Dog, and want to see B as an option. The defensive Viper wall is there.
Recon Bolt doesn't find much. Looking to scale out this info. Oh, unlucky. Look how disenfranchised the rest of Blinn are for this final round. 2 left alive, yeah, but no space created. Less than 40 seconds left. They have to make a move, but they're already set up for the crossfire.
30 seconds
They
left.
go to flash in the entrance if they want to, right? With the cage, they clear up close, but they know exactly what they're heading into. Ziff just waiting around to see if they're waiting inside the cage. The flash to go all the way around here. It's about cover by cover, caught with the flash shot. Just one though, and it was gonna be the shock dart, but instead Snarly looks to pad his stats, and we go into the second half even.
Hey, look, I'll give credit where credit's due. I said that 3-3 would be the last time we see an even scoreline. Not the case. This is much more of a back and forth, like you mentioned, than I thought this would be. I thought Blinn for sure would go for attack timeout and completely change their strategies, but they felt so locked down in these mid-rounds, focusing mid and just waiting to see what they could do afterwards. It allowed people like Snarly and Zeldris to take multiple angles and consistently, even that last round, just take Blinn off guard. But now that the sides swap, I don't imagine there's going to be too many fundamental changes in terms of where people want to go. There is this Halls pressure that could be coming out here. Okeanos has the right idea with this Ghost. He might be able to get the early flank. Or maybe not. Huge.
Early pick. Zeldris behind him. Halls cleared. And now we're looking at a different factor. Teague and Spaz. The next challenger pops in and seems as though this one has a bit more spite and fight to him. Spaz to take 2 in quick succession. The spike now dropped. And let's see who the new challenger will be.
And calls been made to possibly rotate around to B site. Mikey hasn't spotted much outside of B main. It's interesting to see what Blinn are up to. Are they just looking to give core space and then go for the flood retake? They don't have a lot of utility to do that. A singular sneak, but oh my. Instead of taking full site control, they have the door opportunity, but forget about that. They're looking to go for the giant, snakiest flank I've seen on a pistol thus far on this map. No tripwire to stop them either.
It's all wide open. They can clearly come all the way around. And you see core, they clear out the entire site.
30 seconds left.
They're even gonna go back and look through spawn as well, just in case. And they're not expecting this either. As soon as that smoke does drop, either Teague or Spaz could look to find them. And sees one towards the back. Long range shot with the Ghost that connected. Finally, Mikey gone. Locked in a 2v3. Nerve sees it on site. He's yelling for his home. He said, boys, pull up. Where we at right now? There's one more. There's one more in front of him. Ziff and T-Dog. Come there. Dap up their boy. So don't worry, I got you.
It was a scary round too. Now we've seen the Blin are unafraid to take so much space yet again. I mean, sure, Core had done the same, but it took them a long time to get there. This is round 1 for Blin on their pistol. They don't have that buy up this round, so they can't rely terribly on going for the anti-spacing again. They have to play in numbers, but those numbers are placed on B side, expecting Core to poke and prod their way from one side to another to see what it's about, but nah. Instead, it's A side yet again. Skeleton Crew's there. Everyone else is going to look for the retake. Good old farming. T-Dog's looking to get that Hunter's Fury as soon as possible. Great way to control A side pressure.
Opting for long-range weapons of Vandal and Zeldris too. So,
Yeah, you know, it's a little scary.
nah, I'm not scared. Are you scared?
Oh. I'm a little scared.
That's
because
fine.
there's that tripwire in the way, and that's going to give away the entire flank.
That's true. As soon as shoot it out, Nerve also has the angle too. And Vandal against all these guys, yeah, it's so free, man. You might as well have just said you'll take my life for iron. But
How noble.
Remaining.
indeed, throw it back to the old days, but only one taken away. Yeah, it's just, and you're fighting up its long range angles with Guardians and Bulldogs with Classics, so there was just no shot.
Really curious to see how this rifle round plays out here. Again, you are on Breeze. There's a little bit of a limitation of what you can do defensively speaking, other than just like take early fights and just play it for retakes, right? Mid-rounding is definitely a weird boat to be in at times, depending on how Core wants to play. You play in fast, well then you have your strategy. You just want to go in fast and take those long range angles and go for the fights. But if Core want to play this slower again and make a Blin push out, that's going to put the entire onus on this defense. Look at that singular hold. It's Monsi. Not only watching nest to mid, but the entirety of halls.
Oh,
He found the line.
dangerous jump peek. I tried to spam him out, but he's already escaped well and far away back into spawn. But now they've nestled themselves into hall. They're taking the space here, hoping for perhaps a repeat, but while Zeldris moves, Monsi will use this owl drone to be able to find the info. Oh, he's caught. Did they just peek him? Oh! Good shot by Oki. Sees a second, dash in the corner, but he's pinged out. There's nowhere for him to go. And you can just shock dart him out of there, yeah? He's done so.
All the while, though, while this fight's going on, that's the main distraction. Core's trying to make a mad dash to the B site, but they have to worry about Mikey. A defensive Mikey's a scary Mikey.
Is he not really? Aldron doesn't actually manage to get the pings, but they know he's around. And force him for the drop, if anything. And now Ziff, if he can catch the timing for them looking to move over, that would be huge, but
He doesn't know about Teague.
he doesn't know about Teague, yeah. Just round, but Teague is still better on the swing. Great reaction. A is still open, looking to find the plan if they can. And T-Dog just a couple seconds off for the timing from missing the flash. 2v5. Let's see what Core do.
Yeah, not a lot of opportunities for spacing here. Very little utility.
Yeah.
All she wrote.
Charges left.
I mean, at this point, Core, their basic strategies, they're looking to just remove Blin from these over rotations. If they can take the odd spacing of mid, halls, tunnel, elbow, whatever they can do outside of the core A and B mid and save that for the late round, they're just looking to push whatever site has the least amount of resistance on it. But players like T are going to stay. They're going to anchor on sites like A site. Then you have to worry about Spaz and Mikey swapping different sites so many different times, and we even see that now. Spaz is going to come by. Wall was not brought down on B side yet. Could very well set up on A, and there it is. You thought that mad dash at the end of the round was a little difficult. It's going to get harder now with two Sentinel-like presences on both sites. That's almost a guaranteed push for mid. But Mikey's resistance here with this tripwire, with the help of Oki, could be a disaster for Core if they pressure it. Okay, good, they don't.
No, yeah. They decide to instead play it a bit safer, right? We've seen these similar setup on both Zeldris and Ziff as well in previous rounds for how they had once the opposite setup too, but it's just Vandals across the board for the entire squad.
Yeah. Blin are not... Oh, Monty? I was going to say, talk about long angles. Blin have not been more willing to peek these.
They've done it before, but still playing...
Not consistently.
Yeah. a little bit separated. Now they know he's here. Mossy, better on the swing. Just goes wide and lands a shot.
Split push attempted through mid. Tripwire and B main's fallen. Wall is up. Mikey's aware. Hypercage doesn't see much. A great escape option.
Yeah. Oh, but through halls, Snarly actually finds him. Looking for another. The Oki's around. He gets sprayed down. And with this, they also use KO ults. They'll find anything possible for them to look to push in. 3v4. Still very doable for both of these sides. Zeldris watching by Nest. That's one taken.
Oh, Teague. Aw. Timing's off.
Yeah. A little bit too far. I think a save is coming up for Blinn.
Yeah, and these defaults from Core have worked really, really well. They're not taking the fast approach like Blinn did on their own attack. Instead, they're, again, just parsing out information, looking where the path of least resistance is, looking for a pick, likely in an off angle, like we continue to see. Core have this presence inside of halls and inside Nest that they like to accomplish each round, but that's not even the forefront of it. They're just looking to find whatever site's the easiest to plant on, and honestly, Blinn haven't really had much of an appearance in these post plants yet. So Core can keep this up and just keep the economy down against Blinn. They're going to look good going into the rest of this map. But it's only a 2-round difference, Ravish.
Yeah. Not much right now. Looking at things available to them right now is number one thing is Nurse Viper's Pit. Right? Yeah. That's what Ready is set to go. Not previously, more than likely being used for the post plant. So let's see if they do decide to use it ASAP. Otherwise, though, still a couple rounds away from most ultimates being online for either side, except maybe Zips and Little Theft. Otherwise, very close. This game is okay. Very, very close.
We could see maybe this Viper's Pit coming out if A main's cleared just to get onto the spike site, but that would be super risky for the early round. It has to be for post plant.
I imagine if they do manage to get a pick off of it early on into A, they would be inclined to do so just to secure the plant. But considering how they're set up, right, they're just playing one by close and one by pyramid, so no one even by doors to check through mid. So this makes it a bit tough for Teague. Waiting, doesn't hear anything just yet, but they haven't committed to A completely. Waiting, question mark?
Maybe. Oh, there it is. That Hall's control again from Core. Always that will they, won't they?
We were talking about this too. Mossy for the first time actually does get caught out. Past the flash, they managed to make their way in. There's Teague, no knife, just death. That's the final round this side. Okeanos catches one, but Spaz managed to stay alive. Past all of that. Make sure the numbers stay close. 3v2 here once again. T-Dog. They don't hear the drop at all. And just two in succession.
At this point, you have to wonder, when Blinn attempted to take full Hall's control like that, there was an answer from Core. Cell just went off. Where's the operator from Okeanos? This is really uncharacteristic from him not to bring it out so far. Even an Outlaw or a Marshal, something to shut down this Hall's control and not rely on Monsey to do so would be huge. I guess you could argue now, maybe Monsey could get a pick in Hunter's Fury Halls, but that's not a reliable way of shutting it down. Hopefully now this timeout will remedy that issue. Mid and Halls, big issue that Blinn need to iron out this next round, or we're going to be saying goodbye to map number 1. 3 more rounds needed for Core.
See if they manage to do it. Right. Blinn, once again, is thinking, meandering, pondering as to what they can change up in terms of defenses, right? Because it's not even as though they've actually did a bad job of holding down these sites. It's just that Core has found just the smallest lines that are open that decide, all right, we'll go full force into it. Although last time,
Halls.
Yeah, and we've seen that Monty's actually usually pretty good about just getting the jump peak and being able to move away, right? So to give the info, and they respond pretty well. It just so happened that last round, he gets caught and the round kind of falls apart from there because, like you're saying, Hall control is open, they smoke and flash through, and then they can flood the site and get the plant off, which is tough.
But then the argument is, where is this operator from Okeanos? Yeah, the binds aren't great this next round, but like, it could have happened before. So we'll have to wait and see if it does make an appearance this time. Hall's once again relegated away from Blinn. A fast peek instead.
Triple stack, right? Past the flash, look to walk in. T-Dog not seen just yet. That's the timing. T-Dog again. Good for a 2, like it's Toonie Tuesday. Count him up and rack him down. Let's see if he finds another, but no, they're moving off the site. The push gets punished.
Oh, Monsey. This is Monsty's. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say it's his time for redemption, but maybe not. Look at the distance that Ziff has made. He's been watching those rotates out of B. Pings are down 2. Does that spell the Viper Wall should be coming down that way? The rotates have already begun for Blinn. They could just be faking presence and going back A. Hunter's Fury does the same thing. That's going to keep forcing Blinn to keep rotating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Trying to sell the fake, but Monty doesn't fall for it. He's still slinging around cave, looking through mid. As they push out the cage, and again, first up, it's on Mikey. Makes the contact, takes a lot of damage, so has to stay alive. And Monty, you said they weren't expecting him.
30 seconds left.
As they rack up 2 more kills, it's 1v2. Teague, if he can find the first shot and delay the plant, he could do this.
Spike planted.
As you check the corners, though, oh, he was quick on that swing, and now the second one as well. It's just so doable for Teague, but the swing from Ziff is faster and better. 11 for core.
Blinn just do not have a pulse on this attack right now. Yes! Yes! The operator! This should be the answer for Halls! Even if Halls wasn't necessarily touched that last round, look how much slower Core had to play without that one singular lane of control. Is it in Halls? Not yet, but at least it's mid and Monsty's there for the follow-up and vice versa. That's good. And look at where Core are looking to put that, again, initial pressure on. They're looking for that A main push. They're looking to then maybe rotate silently through mid. No, they're going to contest the Viper's pick directly.
Yeah, as Spaz is playing around inside of it, popping in and out of his cello. It's just green and red no matter what the eyes can see. Sprays through, people putting out entire clips, bullets raining on the floor for only Zeldris to die. A bit of a waste of resources, but still, basic get what?
Yeah, one thing that we saw on the minimap that wasn't shown on the main view was that the spy cam came up from Ziff, shot out by Okeanos, which means they know the ops presence is inside of Halls, cannot go that way. That's gonna be Mikey, his domain once again. His dojo needs to prove that it's his own once more.
He needs to fight for it back. He needs to challenge the strongest person, and in a best of 3 kumite, take it all. The up, clean from Oki.
Welcome to my
Spikes goes down, and that's the Viper's pit.
Fonzie does have Hunter's Fury here, though. Could be good to eliminate the Viper and take some control back. Backside control not in the favor of Blinn yet. They have to get that before the Hunter's Fury.
Look at where Ziff is, by the way. They don't know where Akio doesn't know he's there, and neither does he. Sees him caught in either the knives or a giant laser beam, so he's dead no matter what. Spaz almost missed it by a second, still gets the pick. That's Nerve in a 1v5, and there's just no shot at all. They're all aiming at him. They're gonna get the defuse. Still gets his one, which is impressive nonetheless. But for Blinn College, a big swing round and a necessary one.
That was such an important round for Blinn Ravish. You have no idea. If you weren't able to adapt around that Hall's control there, even removing it and picking back B-site, this would have been the map. But the Viper's Pit that came down, you got rid of the main entry focus of Zeldris, then you focused around on the 4 stack of A-site, let Mikey do his thing and hide away. Good. All nice. You don't have Nerve's Viper's Pit anymore to worry about in the post plans for the rest of this half. And so you're going to go for B-side again. Now, Okeanos is so focused on mid control off of that timeout that again, Mikey is the only person on B-side to worry about. But it's not going to be a B-main approach. Instead, no, once again, mid coverage, Poison Cloud blocking the way. Anything that Okeanos could get started.
Yeah.
All to put that pressure back on Mikey.
And he's going right back to Arch as well, but look at as the wall goes up. He actually can't match the finest. Sees one, knives whiff, but nothing over Oki is Mikey. He's barely staying alive, but in the second time, he will not be so lucky to repeat because Zeldris gets him. Op still there and still a factor between all this as look to regroup by Arches.
Yeah, but good snaking too, potentially from T-Dog. If he can take Nest control, that's going to remove the rotates, but he hears the audio. He can't push up, and he's spotted.
This is tough. He's caught between 2 or 1, takes a fight instead by Nest and gets caught by Teague. Still though, it's a 4v4. Either side could take his Zeldris, can pop knives if she wants to, but the null command puts out so much pressure. He's gonna fight it out. Strongly caught in the corner, slow waiting. They're gonna shoot their way out of this, but no, as time continues to tick away, it's Blinn College on the defensive, right? The pressure is on them, and they can't find a moment to breathe to get the defuse off. Nothing can be done.
Match point.
Identifying a moment of weakness, and for a very rare time, it's Mikey that's been the weak link for this defensive hold. He's been great with his utility placements, but whether it be the KO knife or just the sheer pressure of a 1v5, he's forced it back out of the site, relegating control into the favor of QOR. Then the retakes, they've looked decent before, but that was off the hands of Blinn using ultimates to get that space back. Now they don't have much. Monty, what could very well be the final round of this map, is nothing but a Marshall. Rifles for everybody else, and a Guardian for Mikey. Putting that extra control back on elbow yet again.
Push. Look at the deep push from Elky. Hoping to catch anybody by mid, but we have not seen necessarily a mid-aggressive push since the last round. Maybe hoping for that they wanted to play
It's a
a
Hail
bit
Mary.
slower, but nothing seen. Like, we're looking through halls once again, but Wanty's not here. Stays alive, but so he knows that there are at least two playing by A, and Okeanos could look to join them. So watch the cross. Either P could do it. Stays alive. Dash a lot was on.
At this point, you have to count bodies. Where are they mostly focused? A side or B? Mostly towards A. This is the good time to dash back over to B site. But again, Mikey, that first tripwire, you have to watch out for the most. Could be a good anti-jet one, but the dash was already used by Oki. I'm sorry, by Zeldris, not used. Good opportunity to maybe shut them down on the initiation. That's the null command to nullify all of it.
Yeah, he gets flashed towards the back of the side as well. Walking in blind, he's pinged out, but Starly's the one who falls first. Oki's quick on the rotate. Slows down the potential push. And now it's all enough to move through. Look at this. It's 2 through mid as well. Although they got 3. But there's still a chance, a hope, an opportunity. Spaz and Teague through cave wanted to do it, but they get the res back. It's 10 seconds that needs to plant. And now it's just on Spaz. And he's got no shot, no opportunity. QOR up 1.
Really great map from QOR. Goes to show again how important adaptability is. On that attacking side, things lit up for QOR. They had such great macro level control for these big gigantic rotates. And for Blinn, they struggled to adapt. They had a very hard time figuring out what the plan for QOR was within the first even a minute. And by the time they started having a relative idea of how to shut down QOR already had another backup plan. They just completely changed the script, and it was never adaptable when it came over to Blinn's side.
Tough calls all around, but there's still a lot more game to play. We're on Icebox next, the map that can decide the fate of both of these teams. So y'all stick around. We'll be back in just a minute.
They say in life, there are no guarantees. They say a lot of stuff like that. Slow it down. Play it safe. Hedge your bets. So what? You gonna listen to that? You gonna stop because they can't guarantee you'll pull this off? No guarantee you'll win? No guarantee everything's gonna be fine? In life, you make your own guarantees. Nobody else will light your way. Start your own fire and keep it burning. And we guarantee you'll have one hell of a lifetime.
face.